It helps that there are others going through the same hell. My wife cheated on me last May. We had been together for 14 years at that point and married for 10.5 years. We never had a fight until one night. She came home and we had an all-night fight about everything. And she really lit me up because we don't have kids. We haven't used birth control for 7 years. She got checked out but I didn't. But she also has heart issues. Her cardiologist even told her she would be a high-risk pregnancy. She has been in the hospital 4 times for her heart going into AFib. Back in 2008 she finally had an ablation on her heart to control the AFib. She will pass out almost every time she would have blood drawn. And sometimes that would cause her heart to go into AFib. Just 6 months ago while having blood drawn she passed out and her heart went into AFib. A cold glass of water snapped her heart back into rhythm. I've brought up adoption a few times in the last few years but she doesn't want to adopt. She wants to have her own baby. Anyway, the next morning after the all-night fight I asked if we were going to be okay. She said yes. I told her that the way she is acting that it seemed like there was someone else. She didn't say anything and after repeated questions she confirmed that she was talking to someone. After more questions she confirmed that they had been kissing. I stormed out of the house. The next day we talked and she said she wanted to save the marriage. I told her there could be NC with him again. She agreed. She works at a bank and he was a customer. He is a 40-year-old that is into drag racing, owns some sort of racing business, can't support himself and still lives at home with his mother. His mother is the president of his company and he is the vice president. My wife was going to start a racing business with him. I put a stop to that. She even bought a few web domain names for it. But she didn't go NC with him and a few days later I found her at his place. I sent her to her parents' house and she was very regretful for what she did and tried everything she could to save us. After a few weeks I let her come back. We went to counseling and I thought things were going fine. She agreed to be completely transparent and let me check her email and texts. I thought I was going to lose my job last summer so I didn't make her quit the bank. Luckily I did not lose my job. Now I wish I did make her quit the bank. She hated working at the bank and she wanted to be an elementary school teacher, for half the salary, and I was supportive of it. She needed to go to school for it and pass certain certifications. She was taking night classes. I was even tutoring her on the math and logic sections for the certifications she was studying for because those were her weak areas. This Christmas she thanked me for stopping her and taking her back. She said it would have been the biggest mistake of her life. That she would have lost everything. This February, a few days after the Super Bowl, I felt something wasn't right so I checked her email, something I hadn't done in a few months, and she was emailing him again and she sent a picture of her lap to him. He replied that it made him excited and that last night was amazing. She was supposed to be at class that night. She didn't go. She went to the beach with him. She said they only kissed. I again threw her out of the house. I saw a lawyer the next day. Since then she has shown no remorse. She has mainly been living at the OM's mother's house. She didn't think she was breaking the sanctity of marriage by making out with him at the beach. She said that it wasn't like it was intercourse. Of course there has been intercourse since then. She is also blaming me for it. I didn't make her feel special every day, or treat her like a queen every day, or try to hold her every day. There's no spark. There's no connection. We don't have conversations like we used to when we started dating. Which was of course 15 years ago. Who still has conversations like that? She said she was crying but not in front of me. And that if we had a connection that I would have known she was upset. I told her that if she was that upset, then that would have been a conversation she should have started. She asked why she should be the one to start the conversation. I said it was because she is the one feeling upset. She complained we only have sex 3 to 4 times a month. But there are a lot of nights she's falling asleep by 8 p.m. I'm not going to try and push myself on a sleeping person. I told her that, but she threw it back in my face that I should have said something. One night we went out and I said I don't want to go where there is boom boom music. We went to a piano bar and I thought we had a great time. After I threw her out of the house, she threw that night in my face saying that I didn't want to go where there was loud music, but I should just be happy to be with her no matter where we are. Even though she's known for 15 years, I don't like that kind of music. We were supposed to go on a cruise with her parents the first week of March this year. We paid for the cruise back in December. She took the OM instead and her parents were okay with it. Her parents used to think of me as much of a son as their own son. I never felt so disrespected in my life. Now my wife has nothing but disdain for me. And she thinks the sun shines out the ass of the OM. We are white. The OM is Puerto Rican. I work with a Spanish girl who started laughing her ass off when I told her. She said my wife has no idea what she has gotten herself into with being with a Puerto Rican guy. I don't know what that means, but I'll take her word for it. The OM has mouthed off to my sister-in-law on Facebook, has made nasty comments about me on his Facebook. The only reason I haven't pounded his head in is that I don't want to go to jail. But he is saying all the pretty words to her. Telling her how amazing she is. How pretty she is. Anything she complains about, he just twists it so I sound like the bad guy. And she fell for it all. The OM was divorced a few years ago. Apparently his ex-wife left him because she resents him. That's what I heard from my wife last year. I have supported her in everything she wanted to do. We have traveled all over the country. I called 911 I don't know how many times for her. I've spent weeks in the hospital with her. I've been to the ER I don't know how many times with her. I even went into the bathroom with her several times so she could hold on to me while she took a because she was scared she might pass out. I supported her when she wanted to be a Mary Kay consultant. I supported her when she wanted to work for Weight Watchers. I helped her get out of debt when we were about to get married. I took her back after the first time she cheated. I helped her with school. We split the housework. I made most of the dinners since she would get home from work after me. I make a good salary. I work every day, but the OM doesn't, so he could go to her work and talk to her whenever he wanted. We have a nice house with a screen room and a pool. She has a friend that would tell my wife that she has no idea how lucky she is to have me. Her friend is divorced from an abusive husband, has 3 kids and can't support herself and has to live with her parents. And it's like none of that matters. It's like I don't get credit for any of that. I love her dearly, but the betrayal has been devastating. I've lost 25 pounds in the last 2.5 months. She has no idea the hell this has put me through. It really sucks because we have so much in common. She is physically exactly what I like. I've cried almost every day since. We have mediation next week. The divorce will be over soon. I still wish there was a way to fix it. I wish I could find a time machine and go back to make her quit the job. But I guess once a cheater, always a cheater. Sorry for the long post. Any comments or encouragement would be great.